After DNA replication, now we have to consider if in the replication, if there is a defect in the DNA strands, then how to repair those defects. So we have two types of repairing process. First one is in the double-stranded type of repairing, and second one is single-stranded type of repairing. In the double-stranded type of repairing, we have further two types like homologous, double-stranded homologous DNA, and the non-homologous type of DNA. So if there is just a non-homologous chromosome, non-homologous DNA strand, double-stranded DNA strand, they come and just they fuse and join to make a double-stranded DNA repair. So in this non-homology, we have some loss of DNA, genetic material, and this defect is pretty much, the example is very much important, that ATM gene is a surveillance gene which monitor all the DNA replication defects. So if this surveillance gene is defective, then it can cause a condition known as ataxia telangiectasia, in which there is non-homologous end-to-end joining. Repair is defective. So in the homologous, now if the homologous DNA strands came across, then in the homologous mean there is a homology between these strands. So this is two homologous end-to-end joining. So in this end-to-end joining, there is some requirement. What is the requirement? Because that requirement is they always require a complementary double-stranded DNA, homologous complementary double-stranded DNA, which act as a template. Like what does we just call it, A and B. So in order to join these, we have to give a complementary strand like C, A to A, and this complementary strand guide this defect to guide this end-to-end joining to correctly substitute the new DNA, new nucleotide here in order to join. So in the B section, in order to join this other strand, we have to give this another strand. So they, in the homologous end-to-end joining, they always require a complementary strand in order to correct its defect, and in this way there is no genetic material loss. Obviously there is no genetic material loss, because we are making the genetic we are making the repair, we are making the missing segment of the DNA by another complementary strand. So the requirement is we need a complementary strand, and the advantage is that there is no loss of genetic material. And this type of repair is defective in the most common BRCA gene. BRCA gene releases BRCA DNA repair proteins. So if the BRCA gene is mutated, like in breast cancers and ovarian cancer, then we cannot repair homologous end-to-end joining. We cannot repair double-stranded DNA. So no gene, no repair protein, no homologous end-to-end repairing. So also there is Fanconi syndrome, Fanconi anemia, and this anemia it's also related to homologous end-to-end joining. The examples are very much important because in the question stem they gave us a scenario of all the Fanconi type of anemia or all the BRCA type of female, and then they ask us about the genetic question from the biochemistry segment. So this is all about this double-stranded DNA repair. Now single strand DNA repair, and in this repair we have three types of mismatch, base excision, or nucleotide excision. So during the replication, if there is a whole nucleotide which is composed of almost three base pairs. The whole nucleotide is incorrectly substituted, so we can correct it by nucleotide excision repair, which is done particularly in the G1 phase of the cell cycle. And we have to excise and nucleotide. So this we need a nuclease, because we have to remove the nucleotide, and this nuclease is endonuclease because it is working inside the strand. So we need an endonuclease at the G1 phase. So endonuclease remove this nucleotide, it remove this incorrect nucleotide sequence, and then substitute. Then we have the polymerase and ligase, they come and join and make the correct form of. So this nucleotide excision repair is very much important in the xeroderma pigmentosum, in which there is a UV exposure dimerized pyrimidine nucleotides, and these pyrimidine nucleotides, they dimerize. So now there is a nucleotide mismatch, now there is a nucleotide irregularity, now there is an incorrect nucleotide in the sequence. So now endonucleases come, remove this segment, and then remove this segment, and now remove this bulky, because these are pyrimidines, these are bulky type of distortion. So remove this segment, and then polymerase and ligase came and repaired all the genes. So endonuclease is important, dimerization is the important cue, UV is important, and xeroderma example is important. So this appeared in the question stem. The next one is we have the base excision. So now we remove the base excision repair. So in the base, it actually happen throughout the cycle, throughout the cell cycle, like all the time there is a defect in the gene sequence. So throughout the cycle this repair eventually happen all the time. So this is the base excision. So we have to excise the incorrect base. So first we give glycosylase. This glycosylase came and remove this base. After we have endonucleases and lyases. So endonucleases and lyases, they respectively correct the site which is now purine or pyrimidine deficient. So they both act on their respective direction and make the site acceptable for the incoming correct sequence of base. So after this we have the polymerase and then ligase come and repair that. Polymerase come and correctly substitute the new nucleotide, and ligase join the phosphodiester bond. So this sequence is very much tested, like in this nucleotide. In this example, endonuclease is important, this word is important, and this in this example is like in the base excision we have this sequence is important. So this basic, it is important in the whenever there is a spontaneous or there is a toxic deamination. It's a non-bulky type of distortion. So this whenever this happen, the bases is deamination happen. So gel always come and correct this correct this incorrect sequence. So the next one is the mismatch repair. Mismatch repair mean there is a defect in the there is a mismatch repair by the proofreaders, the proofreading polymerases. They come and correct this mismatch repair. So it happens in the S phase of the cell cycle, and it in the hereditary non-polyposis colorectal carcinoma or Leishman syndrome, we have the MLH1 and MSH2 gene. They are the proofreader, so they correct this MLH1 and MSH2. They proofread and correct this repair. So if they are mutated, so no proofreading function. So no proofread. Now there is a mismatch which leads to hereditary non-polyposis colorectal carcinoma. After this mismatch thing, we have now mutation. The effect of mutation is very much, the degree of change is very much simple. There is a sequence. The less frame shift mutation, so the less effective or the mild one is the mild one type of mutation is silent, and then we have the nonsense, the missense, and then we have the nonsense, and then frame shift. So frame shift is very much crucial mutation, very much severe type of mutation, and silent is very much mild or light mutation. And this mutation is whenever there is a single nucleotide substitution or mutation occur, then it is repaired by polymerases and ligases. And this single type of mutation is maybe a transition from one purine to purine, or there is a transversion, like from one purine to other pyrimidine. And this transversion, the most common example is alpha toxin, which transfers at some number of 249 type of codon, I guess, and this alpha toxin causes transversion which lead to hepatocellular carcinoma. So now we discuss the different type of mutation. First one is silent mutation. Silent mutation mean, like for example, we have a glutamic acid amino acid, and we do this example in order to understand what is silent mutation is. So the normal sequence of glutamic acid is, in the DNA we have the glutamic acid sequence of G, A and G. Complementary DNA, we have the G to C, A to T and G to C. And in the RNA or messenger RNA, we have to make this we code this to G, then we have A, then G, this sequence, and the protein which is going to form is glutamic acid. So in the silent mutation, we have seen that there is always silent mutation happens at the third part of the Wobble, also known as the Wobble transfer RNA or Wobble. And this like we have this silent mutation in the DNA strand is we replace it with adenine, and of the complementary strand we have C, T, T, and on the RNA, RNA is now G, A, and A, and this RNA is silently mutated, but there is no change in amino acid. This GAA also code for amino acid, glutamic acid. So now we tell the features of silent mutation. The silent mutation always happen at the third part of the Wobble transfer RNA, and there is no change of amino acid sequence, and it happens all along in the DNA strand. The next one is there is a missense. Missense means there is a conservative type of mutation in which there is a change, but this change is chemically similar. For example, in sickle cell disease, we have the glutamic acid code. The normal code is GAG and GAG on the messenger RNA, but in the sickle cell disease we have known that glutamic acid converted it to valine, and so how this sequence is happen, how this sequence is change. So change in amino acid, so there is a change of amino acid, there is a same, no change, same, no change. So there is a change in amino acid. So how this happen? In the DNA strand we have a G, G, we change it with A to T in the DNA strand, and G. On the complementary we have the CA, C, and on the messenger RNA we have the G, U, and G. So in the sickle cell disease, now we change the glutamic glutamic acid valine at the position I don't know, I don't remember correctly about the position. So now we change this glutamic acid code with the valine code. So uracil is now implanted. So now the code is changed, but it is chemically similar. So the sickle cell disease had different spectrum of symptoms, the mild, moderate, and severe type. So this happen in the missense type of missense type of conservative type of. So conservative means that acid polar to polar change, there is no irregularity happen, like no polar to non-polar or no any other change. So there is we conserve that sequence. The patient is suffer from disease, but still he is alive, but there is a change in its DNA sequence. So DNA, this complementary DNA and this messenger RNA. After this we have the nonsense. Nonsense mean non-functional. Non-functional mean that there is a premature stoppage, and we have known that the stop codons are UGA, UAA, and UAG. These are the stop codons. So whenever there is a mutation in the like for example in this example we have the glutamic acid and we have to stop it. So we have to substitute UAA, UAG, or UGA. So we have to change it GAG. We have this component GAG. So AG is the same. AG is the same. So we have to change this uracil. So in the messenger RNA, we have UAG. So in the complementary or in the DNA, we have to change it by AG, C or T. So uracil is now changed by thiamine. So guanine is now gone and thiamine came. So the normal sequence is guanine, adenine and guanine. So now thiamine replace it and it is changed into uracil. So when this when the replication enzymes encode this uracil, adenine and guanine, they stop the protein synthesis, stop the translation process, and hence there is a nonsense mutation which results in a non-functional protein, and the whole replication process or translation process is now stopped. After this, we have a frame shift, very much severe case of mutation, frame shift mutation. Frame shift, what does frame shift mean? There is a shifting of frame. Frame of what? Frame of nucleotide. So whenever there is a addition or deletion of any type of nucleotide sequence which is non-divisible of 3. What does it mean? It means that adding or deleting sequence is not 3, 6, 9, 10, 9, 12 or any divisible type number of nucleotide, divisible number of 3. Rather, it's a non-divisible type of 3. For example, 2, 4 or 7 or 8, this kind of number of addition or subtraction. So whenever this happen, then there is a like by this example we can say that we have this G A, and now we add what? We add a nucleotide, or G A, we have to delete a nucleotide G A, let's suppose G. So we add here, let's suppose I add thiamine. So now the sequence is C, T, A, C, or in the messenger RNA we have the G, A, thiamine to uracil and guanine. And after this, so in this way there is 4 nucleotides. So 4 nucleotide, there is now there is a misreading or misread downstream. Like after this, the whole sequence is not translated, so there is a misreading downstream the nucleotide by this frame shift mutation, and it will result in a short segment of protein, or there is a maybe the protein is large, maybe protein is altered in function or disrupted in function, and this happens in Duchenne muscular dystrophy, this happens in cystic fibrosis, this happens in the Tay-Sachs disease. So this type of mutation is frame shift. This is a deletion type. So the complementary is C, T, missing, and then again. So there is 2 nucleotides. So in the messenger RNA we have the GA. So now there is no reading. So this is a frame shift type of mutation. And the next one is the splice site mutation. Splice site is in the exon or intron. So if we retain the introns into the messenger RNA, we don't remove that introns. Physiologically introns are removed, exon is joined by the exon. We will discuss it later on. So if we retain intron, so now we are translating a large size protein, and this protein is impaired. Obviously this is large size, this is impaired, not truly functional, impaired or alter. So this type of splice site of mutation is in cancers, beta thalassemia, in Marfan, Gaucher, in epilepsy, certain type of epilepsy, certain type of dementia. So this is all about the mutation in the DNA structures. Why I give this example? Because in the question scenario, or either in the NBME, either in the UWorld, they give they confuse us by giving these complementary and messenger RNA type of thing. Let's suppose they give us what is the mutation, especially in the sickle cell disease or cystic fibrosis. There is a mutation in the CAC type of, they are telling us this, and in the question stem they are asking about what is the messenger RNA defective. So we have, while doing a mutation question, we have to think about, we have to consider all these three type of DNA, complementary DNA and messenger RNA. We have to consider them, we have to correctly order them in order to solve that type of particular type of question. Either the examiner is concerned about the messenger RNA, either the examiner is concerned about the complementary, or either he is because everyone knows what is the defect in the sickle cell disease. In the DNA there is a thiamine to uracil change, but the examiner trick us by asking about the complementary strand, asking about the messenger RNA. So we have to know all the sequence by this example.